Okay. Is it running?
Yep.
Okay. My name is Alex Timmermans. I'm from Holland, Europe, and my age is almost 55.
How do you get started in photography?
I think I was about 12 or 13, and my father gave me his camera. That was a quite expensive at that time Nikkermat camera, and so I started experimenting with photography. So that took a long time. At about 2002, I bought my first digital camera. I've been using that until 2009, so about 7 years. And it didn't challenge me anymore. I didn't really like it. There's nothing against digital photography, but I was more challenged by really making things again. So I got involved with wet plate photography, and that's what I still do until now.
Did you study photography? Where did you learn it? How did you learn it?
Sorry again.
How do you learn photography? By just doing it yourself, or you take course?
For now, it's exclusively wet plate photography. I don't use anything else. I'm lucky that I'm fully independent on my photography, so I can do whatever I want on that. I don't need to do things.
How do you learn it?
Pretty much by reading. There was a guy who gave me a short demonstration. That's about it. And after that, you start practicing. It's like learning to play the piano. If you practice every day, within half a year you are able to play some music, and then everybody can do that. And of course there will be people who are talented and they will be a very good pianist. But I always say you can learn everything as long as you want.
There is any type of photography that you think is your favorite?
Oh, no, there's not really. Of course I love wet plate, otherwise I wouldn't do it. But there are so many pictures. I've been to Bogota and I've seen quite a lot of exhibitions, and some use analog, some use digital, some do make collage in Photoshop. So,
Sorry, I misunderstood the question.
okay.
It's from your pictures that you do what you do.
Storytelling.
My favorite.
Yeah.
From your pictures.
Oh, okay, sorry. What is my favorite picture? It depends on my mood. Of course, I have some which every picture took me a lot of effort to make, and maybe it's some things which happened during the shoot. For instance, tea time, the waiter in the water holding the tray. It took me 2 days to make. So. Difficult to say, but I have many of my projects. Tea time is, let me say this, tea time was my breakthrough. People saw it on the internet and that got viral, and from that moment it went all quite fast. So it's a famous picture, but saying it's my best picture, I still have to make my best picture.
Okay. Can you tell us some details about wet plate?
About wet plate? Wet plate is a process which has been invented in 1851 by Frederick Scott Archer, and it's the nice thing about wet plate is that you start from scratch. You cut a piece of glass, you mix your own chemicals, and you make a picture actually with quite simple things. A piece of glass, and you mix the chemicals you put together. which you have to learn because it's not quite easy, but you don't need an expensive camera or expensive lenses or whatever to make a picture.
How is your process of production in creative audio?
Explain it to me.
How you make your pictures? How
Yeah.
is the process, the logistics?
From zero to...
Zero to one. ¿No?
¿Qué es lo más difícil de producir una foto? Quizá.
Sorry. What is
The most difficult
thing to do
Yeah.
when you are doing it?
What is the most difficult thing to... There are several things. I make up the pictures in my mind. My mind is my sketchbook. And sometimes I make them so difficult that it's difficult to find the location, it's difficult to find the things I want to use in the pictures. And of course it's quite difficult because you have to bring all the stuff in the field. So if I want to make a picture outside, I need of course my camera and the lens, but I need my chemicals, jerry cans for clean and for wastewater, table, dark room, and that's about the photography. And when it's a difficult picture, I need also the things I want to use in the picture. I need the location, and on top of that, I need good weather. So not sun like today, but a really cloudy day, so I can expand my exposure a little bit.
What was your imaginary before you came to visit Colombia? Your imaginary about Latin America?
Okay, that's a good question. I received the invitation for Fotográfica Bogota. I think it was 6-7 months ago. And I said, oh, Bogota. So I first typed Google Bogota, what's happening over there, because in the news you hear Bogota, Medellin, murders, drugs, whatever. And I didn't see anything about that. I was here and the people are extremely friendly. It's a beautiful city. I love to be here. Unfortunately, I had not enough time to really spend some time in the city. Luckily, I found myself a gallery in Bogota who will represent me in the future. So I'll have an exhibition in Bogota. So I will be back. And Monique, my wife, also said the same. She had some more spare time. She was in the mountains yesterday and she really loved it. So we will be back.
Si conoce algún fotógrafo.
Do you know any Latin American photographer?
Sorry, no?
Do you know any Latin American photographer?
To be honest, no.
Okay.
That's the problem is that I'm really bad in remembering names, and that's why I really wanted to spend some more time over here.
Okay.
So forget about that question.
How do you see the chemical photography in Colombia?
How I see
The chemical photography, the movement of chemical photography.
the more.
The movement,
Like
this is
¿cómo ves
how do you see
los artistas
the artists
que trabajan en
that
fotografía
work
en Colombia?
in chemical photography?
In chemical photography.
Yeah, collodion,
How I see them? Oh,
See how you think about them.
Yep.
Well, the whole analog photography is in a revival, and we must forget that the young people, the only thing what they have seen is digital. Their iPhone, their cameras, it was all digital. So analog is new for them. They haven't seen a record player or a cassette player, a film, a Polaroid, wet plate, whatever. So I love it when see people using that again, and that's the main thing I was surprised about during the lecture, that there were so many young people interested in this kind of photography. I never see that in Europe. In Europe, the average age starts with 50 and above.
Okay.
And here it was, I think it was 25, roughly.
20, 30.
Yeah, 25, 30. But I loved the audience during the lecture. They were very enthusiastic. It was great.
Have you been invited to other festivals?
Other festivals? Yes. When I fly back home today, and on Saturday there's a festival in the Netherlands. So I have opening on Saturday night. I think with a jet lag, but we'll see. And during my stay in Bogota, I got an invitation for photo festival Istanbul this year. So probably I will go to Istanbul also.
Revelate maybe.
Sorry?
Revelate.
No. Rivilati is in Spain. They invited me several times, but the problem is I organize a clothing weekend for 7 years. This is the 7th edition this year, and unfortunately it's always at the same time.
Yeah.
So maybe next year.
It's the beginning of summer. What do you think about the festivals here in Latin America?
Photography and chemical.
Photo festival Bogota was great. As I told before, it was an eye-opener to be in Bogota. My filter is from negative to plus. I met so many friendly people, and the nice thing is that you meet all kinds of photographers, every doing completely different. We had a great dinner together, and it was one big party, and it was very nice meeting a lot of people. And the festival was well organized, lots of galleries, and the theater with lectures was great.
You came here because of photography. How do you think it influenced your career?
Hopefully positive. I don't know. I can't look in the future. All these kind of things will help. That's sure. If I wouldn't been invited, I wouldn't have been in Bogota. I wouldn't have been able to find me a gallery in Bogota. So it's all connected to each other.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.